soft yet strong. We keep our hearts soft, but it is still strong. After all the pain and inner turmoil that you have been through, you have still been able to soften and multiply the size of your heart, the expansion of your heart chakra. After all these years, the things that you thought would be impossible or that needed to sound a certain way in order to get to where you wanted to go. And it wasn't necessary for you to do as much as you thought compared to just being. These are like the same cards as yesterday. Hello. Okay. These two together. Ew, she put her boogers on there. Every situation has a bright side that you can look towards. Every situation has, well, it could be worse, but let's look at what became available rather than what was taken away. And that kind of frees you and gives you a little bit of immunity from all that heavy weight to feeling like you need to do something or you have to decide right away rather than just trusting in yourself and the divine timing of things, and that maybe you don't have all the information that you need yet, or that the opportunity hasn't quite come to you yet. Releasing the old, neutralizing and balancing, which is actually a survival guide that I'm working on right now, and heart transformations, cathartic transformations. In order to mend different types of hurt and loss, we pour love into ourselves. We give ourselves that love. In speaking the truth and telling the stories about our pain and following within our own path, we create cathartic transformations and healing within each other. And when you let in the light and the darkness is pushed out, the safety that your inner child feels, that joy that you thought that you would never feel again, returns. Even if it's just for a short while, 555, because it's guiding you to where you want to go, which is being able to thrive in that energy and feeling safe to be silly or goofy or not so serious. To ask the questions, the hard questions that people don't want to ask. Stillness. Releasing is a whole thing in itself. Remembering past events, it can seem like just a blip. But then when you really dive into it, there's a whole range of emotions, because there is bad and good in every situation. And so obviously the emotions can be roller coaster like. I love roller coasters. Instead of wanting to take the school bus, I always wished as a kid that they would just install like a roller coaster that would go around picking up kids and shit. And so like the roller coaster would be like above like the highway or whatever. Anyway, trusting your truth and your story, and that you matter, and what happened to you matters. You're surrendering to the divine plan, the godliness of it all. And the people that are surrounding you at this time are very synergetic with you. It's almost like sharing the stars with each other and creating a map, leadership. Creating a map that not only guides you to where you want to go, but lights up the darkness. It illuminates. When we illuminate things in each other, rebirth, when we get comfortable with our highs and our lows, we are always operating in our higher selves. Your higher self is the one that trusts you and believes in you, and can also receive really high quality divine messages. And as you become comfortable with death and rebirth, not just within our own souls and our own lives, but literally death and rebirth, somebody dying, a child being born, that type of nature vibes, you really respect you respect yourself, you respect others, and that automatically puts you in divine alignment. That automatically makes you acting within your highest good. Grace, synergy, femininity, allowing your emotions to flow during these moments, and accepting that it doesn't make you crazy or over dramatic to release things that no longer serve. It's not that you're holding on to the past. It's that if you were to try and release wealth, abundance, vivacious, auspicious. Ooh, dang, I'm bumping this chair around on my ankle. What is that? It's a piece of dirt. It's a hard piece of dirt. If you were to release your entire past in one go, that would be a lot. You may get physically ill. It just may be way too overpowering and discombobulate you. And that is not what we want to have happen, right? We want to be kind to ourselves and others. To be strong, 11:11. To be strong does not mean to be hard. You have always been utilizing your spiritual abilities, your intuition, your sixth sense, sixth sage blessing. And maybe you were shamed for it. Maybe you weren't accepted for it. Maybe you didn't even believe in yourself. But all of that is changing now. And clearing out all of the past and utilizing all of the lessons that you have learned to this present moment is causing your gifts to really show you what they got. It's allowing 1212, unconditional love, union, and bliss. It is allowing you to, in my head, I'm like, 6 plus 6 is 12, and then, and this is 6, and then I saw 1221. It's like weeding your garden with the divine, with your connection to the divine. Replanting what maybe had died before, possibly replacing it with something new. And not being afraid to cause disruption or imbalance by needing support or just not being in a good mood, reflecting on the past, harmony, because in the end, it is just strengthening your own abilities physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Creating you as a leader in your own life. Being a leader in your own life does not mean that you have to be an active activist. It doesn't mean that you have to go around bossing everybody around. But what it does mean, metamorphosis, nonconformity, unearthing fear, is that you are free to make decisions for yourself. And when you are bestowed the responsibility, the trust, the love to help another make a decision, you do not let your fear get in the way. You take your time, you see what comes up, you see what's around, and when you have to take action, you do it. Because you know how to trust your discernment. Your discernment has been sharpening all of this time. So you can pinpoint exactly what it is that is going on. You are growing within yourself. You are growing to love yourself and really stand by yourself and not feel afraid of being by yourself. Strengthening that connection with the divinity in order to feel connected to your higher self, to feel grounded, to take that alone time to really reflect and move forward. And in doing so, we often realize, hey, you know what? I was kind of right about that. Or, oh my God, my friend was mentioning something about that the other day, and then I saw a picture of it, and then, oh my gosh, and then I brought it up, and it's all connected. Foresight, wounded healer, radiance. You realize that you have always been healing yourself, and that you have always been the catalyst of positive change in your own life, in the way that you speak and act, and the strength that you carry in order to create and nurture yourself and projects and people, to continue going, to continue creating something new, something that is unheard of in our own personal worlds. So what's looking up? Guardian, Palo Santo 55. Not only are you strengthening your connection with your abilities and the divine, but you are actively connecting with your ancestors. They are actively cheering you on. They are proud of you. And it brings them so much joy to see the way that you can adapt and flow. That you're walking in your purpose and nothing can stop you. If a roadblock comes up, you say, I'm speeding around it. You say, I'm running right through it. Because nothing is getting in the way of me and my passion and what I stand for. The mistakes you've made in the past have only taught you who you want to be now. And the mistakes that you make now are only teaching you who you want to become next. What goals do I want next? What do I want to achieve? How can I find joy? How can I stay soft, but yet impenetrable at the same time? Is that the right word? I don't know, you guys. That the meaning of life isn't to constantly worry over what you can or can't control, but to enjoy the time that we spend together, rising from the ashes, transfiguration, transmuting those poisons, balancing out, burning things down, rebuilding, shedding. Nothing can ever stop you from feeling or receiving the love that you deserve unless you give up on yourself. Metamorphosis commune. Using your discernment to identify between intuition and fear. And when you're not sure, really connecting to the sacred, your sacred space, whether that's your mind or your heart, your body, your room, your prayers, whatever your sanctuary is, whatever your higher powers or source of love and light you choose to connect with. That can never be taken away. That safety within yourself, which I talk about a lot, it amplifies around you. Completion, 32. The people that you attract and surround yourself with and you interact with, you are magnetic. You attract Only people who are capable of putting in the same amount of work, who are capable of receiving the same amount of love, and also filling their own cup and being able to share that with others, who want to share their cups with others, that is who you are attracting. And when you trust that that is the type of person that I am a person of love, I am a person of mending, I am a person of fluid movement, then you can trust in others that the people around you are not out to get you, are not out to hurt you, but they have their own pain that they also need to release. And we all take turns. And sometimes we do it at the same time. And sometimes that's fun. Foresight. But that's how we stick together. That is what community is. It's that I can recognize something that someone else did hurt me, but you know what? I just went through that, and I would hate for someone to lose hope in someone, to lose love for someone, for something that is a temporary mistake. And obviously in that, you have to use your discernment, but when nobody can faze you, when you are so secure in yourself, it doesn't matter anyway. Peaceful warrior, safety, sanctuary, it doesn't matter anyway. Because if they do try to do something to piss you off, eventually, ancient memory, they're gonna recollect why they reacted that way, or why they felt that way. And the misunderstanding clears up. Because sometimes purpose, revival, detachment, sometimes when we're in the midst of it, we can't always see clearly. And so although sometimes it's abrasive or uncomfortable or hurtful, we work together to strengthen our bonds, our communication, our own discernments, in order to reach our abundance, find new ways of intimacy, find new ways of relating to one another, finding new ways to forgive each other, exploring the human mind, the heart, the mysteries of life together. That healing inner child wounds, mending. That you don't gotta be right about everything. It's okay to be incorrect. It's okay for your truth to be only yours and someone else's be theirs. It's not about the differences. It's about the similarities. And you're really reaching a new height where you're able to do that effortlessly. Intuition. So as the lava flows, as the lava pours out and burns things down, just remember that new land is being crafted, that new abundance is being manifested. And all you have to do is clear your head, clear your heart, clear the air. Just trust. Trust in whatever you need to trust in. Because you may be soft, but you are not weak. Action, fierce protector. The journey you are currently expanding on is one of seeking harmony, not just within community, but within yourself. And that resilience, that perspective shifts, that openness that allows you to keep moving forward. That loyalty and commitment to yourself, being able to share your gifts, to share your talents effortlessly to people who receive it really well. That is what's coming your way, if it's not here already. Closing message? When things feel heavy, if you feel like you're backtracking, just remember that it is a time of celebration, of community, of connecting, because you're in your inner union, and your union with your people is something to really celebrate, because healing your psyche, healing your body, rewiring your brain after 20 plus years of the same treatment, the same cycles over and over again. That is very difficult, and that is something that should bring you joy. It is something that does bring you joy, that will bring you joy. The joy is that we are all in this together. And let the magic happen.